Looking out over the Hudson Yards area now, it's kind of a desolate industrial area, but it is 26 acres in the heart of the city. Is this going to shift the whole center of gravity, commercial, retail, residential of New York City?
I think it's actually already happening. If you look at the West Chelsea neighborhood just to our south, from a residential perspective, it has really become the hottest, newest part of Manhattan. We are really at the center of every single transit hub in New York City, really making it the new center. I would say today there's no tenant looking for space probably larger than 100, 150,000 feet that doesn't ultimately wind up coming through our office and hearing about Hudson Yards.
Also, just from the point of view of having an area, a canvas that's completely empty, that's that size in a major city where you can build nothing but new state-of-the-art buildings, how important is that? Because especially the office stock in New York is quite old.
So that's actually driving a good part of what we're doing today. 60% of the office stock in New York City is over 50 years old. And so you are seeing tenants that just want new. They want new space. It's much more efficient. It has all the backup power, all the bells and whistles that they're looking for, super hyper efficient spaces. Typically a tenant can move into a new building with the same number of employees into 80% of the square footage. I do think we ultimately will wind up with one or two financial service tenants at Hudson Yards, because we are able to offer very, very large floor plates. And the big financial service institutions are all looking for large trading operations, and there's really no place in New York City where you can have 70, 75,000 square foot floor plates for that type of operation. Right. So ultimately, I do think there will be a component of that at Hudson Yards, but that's not going to drive the whole development.
One of the innovations of Hudson Yards, and certainly it happened first here with the Time Warner Center, is the use of mixed use, where you have a blend of hotels and retail, and you're even taking that to a new level in the Hudson Yards. That's kind of the way that cities grow organically in and of themselves, but to do that all at once, how much more complex is that? And especially, how do these different uses help each other so that the value of each one goes up?
That's what I'm supposed to say. So you said one thing I'll just point out. That is what makes cities, right? Cities are not made. Hudson Yards was never meant to be a project, right? So it was very important to us that we had great architecture, but different building by building, that we had different uses, that we had reasons for people to come. It wasn't just apartments. It just wasn't luxury condos or office space, but it was all of that. The one thing we did learn at Time Warner Center, I will say, mixed-use development is very, very expensive. In this building, we have Jazz at Lincoln Center, we have residential, we have office, we have hotel, we have retail. Building all those things in one building on top of each other is extremely complex and extremely expensive. So what we decided to, in the lessons learned category, do at Hudson Yards was to build a mixed-use environment. And so what you'll see there are each building standalone uses. We have an office building, we have a retail component, we have another office building, we have residential, we have hotel, we have schools, but all within a very tight, tight block, couple blocks, but not on top of each other. And so we get the benefits of mixed-use development without the incremental cost.